Hey everybody, Grest here. So today I got something pretty special to show you guys. You might have seen it on my channel many years ago, as well as on some of my social media channels. But this is a very special rifle limited run made by Noveske about 11 years ago actually. So let's go ahead and take a look at this thing. I'll talk a little bit about it and give you guys my thoughts and where I plan to take this thing. All right, let's get started. Alrighty folks, so first things first, we are clear and safe, nothing in the magazine, nothing in the chamber. Alright, now this particular rifle, you're going to notice probably right off the bat, key mod. There's a reason for that. This is actually a very old AR rifle. This thing is made by Noveske, and a little bit of a backstory on this. I've kind of forgot about this rifle, to be honest with you. Back in 2017, early 2017, maybe it was late 2016, I don't recall exactly. There was actually a raffle going on. They were $25 a ticket, and it was to benefit the Navy SEAL Foundation. And they were raffling off this particular rifle. I bought one ticket, and then I was shocked that I won the thing. But my understanding is that this particular rifle, was actually donated by Navy SEAL for the raffle. It also included a bunch of SEAL team challenge coins and some other little items, like there was a couple knives and stuff like that. But I got the call saying that I won it. I only picked up one ticket. This was a limited run of rifles made for Navy SEALs, Navy Special Warfare. This is number 75 of 77, and these were never available to the general public. So the only hands that these were originally given to were Navy SEALs and Navy Special Warfare community, which I'm not a part of. I mean, I'm a prior Navy vet. But I was, fire controlman working on Aegis radar, so had nothing to do with Navy SEALs. But anyways, so the idea behind these, this was actually one of the last projects that John Noveske worked on before he was tragically lost in a car accident. So it has some kind of significance there in that regard as well. And I believe this project was, these rifles were created somewhere in the 2013 to 2014 range, something like that. So I won this thing in 2017. Actually, the day that I picked it up was the day my dad passed away. So that's kind of part of the reason that I've kind of put this thing in the back of the safe and forgot about it. The other reason is that, it's kind of a collectible rifle. But recently I had somebody reach out to me asking about it, and he actually has two of these, so he got them from a friend of his that was in the Naval Special Warfare. So it got me to think, I was like, I need to start getting this thing out. This thing has been in plastic for quite some time, not being utilized, and one of the things that was a little frustrating to me on this particular rifle was the fact that, not frustrating, but it has the AAC, Advanced Armament Corp 51T three-prong flash hider on here. I don't have an AAC can. However, I do have two hub hub compatible cans. I got an Alaskan 360 from Rugged, and I have the Anahawks 30L. So I found out that they actually make a hub adapter for the 51T flash hider. So I picked one of those up to run it with my Alaskan 360, and yeah, so now I can actually run the thing suppressed. As far as the rifle, you see here, what did it come with initially? It came with a magazine, came with some key mod rail sections, and you can see I haven't mounted anything to that. It also came with these Troy, Noveske marked Troy sights, which incidentally, the Troy sights are some of my favorite all-time backup sights. So I've only run it actually with the backup sights for many, many years, not with any sort of optic. The charging handle that comes with is a Bravo company style charging handle. I think it's a Voltor. It has a Magpul CTR stock. It has a Magpul grip on there, and then it has a trigger that is looks like it's chromed, coated. It's actually a pretty nice mil-spec style trigger. One of the other things about this particular rifle, other than the fact that it is numbered, they have engraved on here the, or laser etched, whatever you want to call it, the bone frog. And my understanding is that no two upper and lower receivers had the bone frog in the same position. So they actually would change where it was located so that you couldn't swap them around. This is my understanding, a billet upper and lower receiver, made by Noveske. And it does have a very generous mag well on here for magazine changes. And it does have also a quick detach QD slot on the back, also on the stock. And of course it is key mod. So we are 2025 and we all know that M-LOK kind of won out between the key mod and M-LOK battle. But honestly, there's not really anything wrong with key mod. It's just one of those things that, when the government or the military goes one direction, the people follow, and people have migrated away from key mod. I think even Bravo company still sells rifles with key mod on there, which is fine. Like I said, I've never had any problems, but I'm also not beating doors in and stuff like that. So again, kind of probably a personal preference thing, but key mod, is it considered retro now? I don't know. But anyways, all right, so back to the rifle. So I decided I wanted to start shooting this thing recently, so I took it out just a few weeks ago. I plopped on here a Rarity X7 1:8 first focal plane LPVO. This is a really high quality optic with Japanese glass. The reticle on it is a little frustrating, but as far as the optic, the clarity, I wanted to have something decent. I happen to have this laying around. I have also a Geisley mount, optic mount from the folks over at Brownell. So, that was, ready to just plop on here, no problem. And I also picked up from MK Machining a throw lever for this particular optic because the knurling on here for changing the zoom is a little kind of hard to get a grip on. So a throw lever makes it a lot easier. And you can see even the zoom lever is a little stiff. So I went ahead and did that. I decided to go ahead and start trying to run this thing a little bit. I'm not going to run it a ton, but to have a rifle like this that's sitting in the back of the safe in plastic, not being used, I just thought it was a travesty. So decided to go ahead and start running this thing a little bit. So you're going to start seeing this in some of maybe my short video clips. I did release, I think, a short not too long ago with this rifle, or maybe it was a reel on Instagram. I don't remember exactly. But you're going to start seeing this thing a little bit more often, and I just want folks to understand what it is. It's not just a Noveske rifle. I know there's a bit of debate about Noveske as a company these days, that they're kind of just a Gucci company that doesn't really innovate or do anything, and I can't attest to that. I don't have a lot of Noveske stuff. This is the only Noveske rifle I have, and I won it in a raffle. They tend to, their stuff is priced very, very high on the top echelon of pricing for stuff like this, and it's just typically something that's way out of my my budget or way out of what I'm willing to spend. But I will say that this rifle here, having the extra pedigree, being a limited run for Navy SEALs with the Bone Frog, and being basically a 12-year-old rifle thereabouts, this thing is freaking awesome. I would put it up against any rifle produced today, and I think it would do just fine. So I plan on shooting this thing a lot more. What are your thoughts on this rifle, on Noveske? What would you do? I've actually had people offer to take this off of my hands numerous times. I don't plan on doing that ever. Hope to pass it down to one of my daughters at some point. But very blessed to have something like this. I've said that many times before. It was just kind of cool, to win something like this, But it's it's a heck of a rifle. Like I said, some people don't care for Noveske, and that's all fine. Like I said, I'm not a Noveske fanboy. If anything, Geisley's probably my favorite manufacturer on stuff. But yeah, so any questions or comments on this thing, definitely put that down below. What are your thoughts on Noveske? What are your thoughts on this particular rifle, being made for Navy SEALs? And yeah, so if you're looking for stuff for your pew-pews, like this optics mount from Geisley, or adapters, sights, all this stuff, furniture, definitely check out my friends over at Brownells if you use one of my affiliate links over on my website. Channel does get a kickback. It's much appreciated anytime you guys can use those affiliate links when you're making your acquisitions for your pew-pews. But yeah, anyways, I appreciate everybody watching today's video and subscribing, and I will catch you on the next one. Y'all take it easy.